I know we've got the tornado sirens that are going. I know a lot of you guys are probably really, really scared right now. Here's what to do. We're just going to stay calm. We're going to listen to our moms or dads or grandparents or our relatives or whoever we're staying with at the moment, all right? We're going to listen to them. We're going to follow the instructions and remember what we did and what we do when we have the tornado safety drills at school. Remember what we do? We go to the center part. We find the hallway, the center part of the school, and we crunch down and we get low and we cover our heads. That's what we're going to do right now, okay? And I promise we're going to get through this. Just hang in there. And if you got a bicycle helmet, put it on. You got a batting helmet, put it on. You got a football helmet, whatever it is, hard hat like we got here. Hey, listen, I don't care how stupid this thing looks on me. I'm going to put it on right now. There you go. Take a look at downtown Somerset, Jim. Let's hit those individually. And you see all kinds of destruction there. Looks like a building, a business is leveled on that one. You can see there in the distance. And the amazing part is that the structure of that tornado looks exactly the same as when it was in Somerset. Yep. That is from the London airport. That is an air evac. Look at that thing. We hope and pray there are no injuries or fatalities. But when you see the videos and the pictures we're getting in, it puts your stomach just drops out a little bit.
This is a live picture for this morning from Laurel County. London Mayor Randall Weddle told WKYT there were several fatalities in the community, and we now know that there have been 9 so far.
And then my husband and my son come running in and pretty much jumped on top of her because you could feel the air and everything sucking, and it sounded like a train. And then we saw stuff falling, and the next thing we knew, he said most of the house was gone.
We're here at the Pulaski County Area Technology Center, where just about 2 or 3 minutes ago, the fire chief approached me and told me that they have learned of one fatality.
We're fortunate it wasn't worse.
Late Friday night into Saturday morning was something these city and county officials say they have never experienced in their official capacities.
It appeared to come right across our house. I'd never seen lightning or wind like that at home.
The damage was centered in South Somerset, north of Burnside, and areas to the east and west. But with the twister hitting at nighttime, it's still too early to determine how much damage was done.
As the sun came up Saturday morning in Laurel County, those who live here were finally able to see the devastation. Full homes wiped out, cars crushed beyond recognition, and lives completely turned upside down.
We don't have clothes, we don't have shoes, we don't have anything. Technically, it's all destroyed. I don't even know where we're going to sleep at the moment. So.
For Tina Carnes, this isn't her first time dealing with severe weather at her home off Old Whitley Road. Straight-line winds damaged her home 17 years ago, resulting in $50,000 in repairs. But this time, the damage goes far beyond fixing.
Thank God Almighty, my family is okay. They didn't get hurt. Everybody's alive.
Foundation crumbled, windows blown out, a camper in pieces, and a new car completely destroyed. And that was just my first stop.
We were actually watching Final Destination, and then in the middle of the movie, we got the tornado warning alarms, and the movie went on for a few minutes, and then all the power went out.
The Somerset movie theater was one of the places hit Friday night.
The next thing I know, one of the workers were telling us to get down, and then the roof collapsed in one of the theaters and debris were flying. People were beating on the doors trying to get back in as they were trying to leave.
Samantha Taylor got separated from her husband and says it was the scariest moment of her life.
We were hunkered down in the hallway and I was helping a mom to shield her kids from the debris.
Another Somerset resident, Eric Cunningham, had parked his brand new car at his mom's house, thinking it would be safe.
I didn't have a place to actually protect it, so I brought it over here and I parked it in it's actually a 27 by 27 block garage, very nice garage, and thinking it was going to be protected. You know, I would never thought a tornado was going to run right over top of it.
Where I'm standing, there isn't a home in sight that doesn't have some bit of storm damage. Some of them, like the one behind me, completely destroyed. Now, Chris, the death toll from Friday's severe weather has now reached at least 19. Governor Beshear says the latest death was a woman in Russell County. That is the first confirmed death there. One person has also been confirmed dead in Pulaski County. Governor Beshear says 17 people were killed in Laurel County.
Now, we want to show you the power of this storm on Friday night. So I am standing in what should have been someone's garage. Now, there were 2 vehicles parked in this garage. That would be this car right here and this trike right here. They were parked facing out, and the storm actually flipped those vehicles and had them land right there. The gentleman who lives in this home rode out the storm in the front of his house, and if we can look all the way back, there is a refrigerator that is sitting there piled up against that tree, and I am told that the gentleman was thrown that far to where that refrigerator is. He is okay, thankfully, but it is just to show you the level of this storm. There are cinder blocks that have been knocked off completely in an entire row, as well as the brick that was on this home has come off in complete sections still together.
We have another unbelievable story of survival and an outpouring of help in the aftermath. Take a look at Matt and Ashley Deaton's London home before and then after the May 16th tornado. Minutes beforehand, they were watching First Alert meteorologist Chris Bailey and Jim Caldwell on their cell phones. This afternoon, Chris and Jim got to meet up with the Deaton family. When Chris said, now's the time to go to an interior space and put on a helmet, that is exactly what they did.
So I coach football locally, and I had a couple extra helmets laying around, so we shoved the boys in football helmets and just gathered pillows, blankets.
And you had said bicycle helmets, and when you were talking to the kids, and I was like, you're in football helmets, that's better. That's better than a bicycle helmet.
Because you had the face mask and everything.
Oh, yeah, we were covered.
Now, the Deatons are living in a home that a friend has loaned them that was up for sale. Strangers as far away as Bowling Green and Indianapolis have reached out, offering up prayers and even help. Well, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is in Laurel County tonight, as you saw, as those recovery efforts are ongoing for many, many families.
Yeah, Chris, you got to meet that family, hug that family. I know you say you were just doing your job, but this just shows how important that job can be to folks.
Yeah, because you know, in those situations, it truly is life-saving information we are giving out to people. And, you know, that lovely family we were just talking to there, and I had the opportunity, as you mentioned, to give them a hug earlier today. I'm struck by how much they wanted to talk, not about themselves and everything they went through, but by how much this community is coming together and how they teared up on several occasions, and we all did, but tearing up in thinking about how many people have helped them. They're keeping a running tab of everybody who has helped them along the way, from the smallest things to the biggest things. And they wanted us to convey that message to everybody out there, that they thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's what everybody here across London, Laurel County, over into Pulaski County, parts of Russell County, are saying to the vast outpouring of support folks down here are receiving. Obviously, it's a slow process. It's a process that is going to take days, it's going to take weeks, it's going to take months, and in some cases, years for this community to get back on its feet.
We are breaking in for a number of active scenes across Fayette County this Sunday afternoon. I'm Samantha Valentino. We know a Kentucky state trooper was shot earlier this afternoon, and multiple others were hurt at a Lexington church.
We just learned from KSP a few minutes ago that the suspect did shoot a trooper and fled the scene and came here to Richmond Road Baptist Church.
When I've approached officials, they've been very tight-lipped about what's currently happening here, but we do have confirmation from the Lexington Fire Department that a shooting did take place here at the airport, and a victim was taken to the hospital with serious injuries.
The officer approached the vehicle, and we went to pass them and heard shots fired as we went by, and looked, and the officer stumbled back and into the street and fell down, and we sped to get help.
The trooper had pulled over a vehicle on Terminal Drive after receiving a license plate reader alert in the area of Versailles Road. The trooper was shot and the suspect fled. The suspect carjacked a vehicle in the 3700 block of Bellawood Drive before fleeing the area. 4 individuals were shot on church property. 2 female victims were pronounced deceased at the scene. The other 2 victims, both male, were transported to a local hospital.
A lot of panic. I think there were a lot of customers that left. I think they went out the other side of our entrance here and were very nerve-wracked with the experience that was happening.
The name of this suspected shooter as Guy House. Suspect has a connection to the church. That's where the suspect killed two women, 72-year-old Beverly Gum and 32-year-old Christina Combs. Two men were also hurt. One of them is in critical condition. Police killed the suspect. Most recently, he was scheduled to appear in court tomorrow morning in a domestic violence case. It comes after an order for emergency protection was filed against him on July 5th.
Pastor Jerry D. Gum is finally going home after several surgeries, rehabilitation, and more than a month of medical care.
And you have proved to be nothing less than amazing, and we are so proud of you.
Before leaving, Pastor Gum recounted that tragic day.
And I ran in to evil itself. This man had already done his evil back behind me and terrorized my church.
A gunman opened fire at his church.
Murdered my wife and my daughter, and then he badly injures my son-in-law, and I'm on my power chair. He ambushed me, 81-year-old man, unarmed, crippled, on a power chair, and he began shooting. He began taunting me, cursing me, laughing at me. He shot me off of my power chair. It was either on my head or up on my head, and tried to kill me, but he didn't manage it. He wasn't as bad as he thought he was.
Trooper Jude Remillion had pulled over a pickup truck on Terminal Drive. Christian music heard playing on his cruiser radio. He approached the driver. The shooter was in the back seat. Both the dash cam and Remillion's body cam then picked up him running away. As the driver got out, the shooter got in the driver's seat and took off. People rushed to help him.
You just tell me what to do.
You okay?
Ready for another drink?
Look at me. You married? No? Got a girlfriend?
Jimmy and Jessica Alexander, daughter Taylor Hall, and Airport Officer Adam Arnold were all there.
I just kept trying to give him water and just keep him cool and talk to him.
We do want to warn you that some of this information may be disturbing. Laken Snelling is accused of hiding her baby's birth last month and leaving the body in a closet. She made a brief court appearance this morning.
In the last few hours, we obtained new court documents in the case. WKYT Samantha Valentino is breaking down what Lexington police officers said in those documents and what happened in court today. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening to you. We just got these new records from the Fayette County District Court. They contain several new details about this case. The biggest one is that Snelling told medical staff she believed her baby was alive at the time of his birth. We do want to warn you again that some of these details are concerning. Now, the affidavit we obtained says Snelling told police she gave birth at 4 a.m. We know from Snelling's arrest citation the baby was found wrapped in a towel in a garbage bag and inside a closet. These documents say she admitted to police that she cleaned up and put the baby in that closet. After this, Snelling told police she's made several stops across campus before going home, where she was detained and taken to police headquarters, then to UK Hospital. That's where she told staff the baby displayed some fetal movement, including a whimper, and that she, quote, guessed the baby was alive. A search of Snelling's phone showed searches pertaining to pregnancy, including photos of her during labor and, quote, concealed or hidden pregnancy. Now, Snelling did appear in court this morning for a preliminary hearing. That's where we expected to learn some new details like the ones in these records. Instead, that hearing lasted less than a minute.
911, where's your emergency?
On August 20th, Lexington police say they were called to Park Avenue for an unresponsive infant. Dispatch records obtained by our news partners at the Herald Leader say the person who called 911 told dispatchers the baby was cold to the touch. The infant was later pronounced dead at the scene. The Fayette County coroner confirmed the baby was a boy, but has not released his cause of death. 21-year-old Laken Snelling was arrested and charged with abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and concealing the birth of an infant. According to her arrest citation, the baby's body was found wrapped in a towel inside a black trash bag in a closet. Snelling pled not guilty to her charges earlier this month. In Snelling's preliminary hearing, we expected to hear police testimony and learn some new details about this case. Instead, the hearing lasted all of 35 seconds.
Good morning, ma'am. You were Lakin Snelling? Yes. Okay. Yes, sir.
Snelling's attorney told the judge she wanted to waive her right to a preliminary hearing, sending the case to the grand jury.
Ms. Snelling, you just heard your attorney state that it's your desire to waive this matter to the Fayette County grand jury. You understood you have a right to have a preliminary hearing this morning? Yes. But it is your desire to waive this matter at this time? Yes. Okay.
Raquel Wilson is an assistant law professor at UK. We asked her why someone might want to waive their case to the grand jury.
It could be that that is what their client preferred.
Wilson says it could also be that they want to forego the public display of information.
Of course, a grand jury is private. It's not open to the public, and it's orchestrated completely by the prosecutors. The defense might have made the calculation that they are unlikely to prevail at a preliminary hearing. The burden of proof is low. And that an indictment would be inevitable in any instance.
Up next in Snelling's case, the grand jury will decide whether to indict her. She's out of jail on bond, ordered to live with her parents in Tennessee and to remain on home incarceration.
A Kentucky man convicted of stabbing a 6-year-old boy to death is now out of prison.
Xantus was convicted of killing 6-year-old Logan Tipton.
Why did this have to happen to him?
His mental state at the time that the murder took place was sufficient to find him not guilty by reason of insanity.
Because he did it. He did it in front of me.
If I ever cross paths with him, I will kill the man.
If anybody deserved to get out early, it was Ron.
The White House would be looking into the Ronald Xantus case.
I'm certainly open to different pieces of legislation.
Bring them all the way back.
I don't know if I did it.
Coming back. Put your hands behind your back, Ron.
Yes, sir.
That he had failed to do one thing, and that was register here as a felon.
I'm so glad Florida was on the ball.
And our hope here is that he is sent right back to Kentucky and taken off of our streets.
Welcome to this special edition of WKYT Investigates. I'm Kristen Kennedy.
And I'm Kelsey Soto. Thanks for joining us as we tell the story of retribution, the release of Ronald Xantus.
I think taxpayers deserve to know where the dollars are going that they've already invested in this huge system.
If you don't know who to reach out to, then you reach out to the upper folk and say, who do I reach out to?
When we've invested in our staff, when we've invested in these programs, we have seen historic increases in student achievement.
And it's not just the parents, it's the taxpayers.
Bullying going in the direction of someone that didn't deserve it. I do believe this guy's qualified.
You are living in a world of limited budgets. You don't act like it. You don't spend like it.
We have some very specific issues happening in Fayette County that need to be addressed.
I totally agree with more money. I just hope they spend it a little wiser.
Where do we kind of make these adjustments to vote in a few weeks?
And I don't know how we move forward without rebuilding the trust first.
My priority is to begin building that trust.
Ask you a couple questions. We got to get back to prep for a board meeting tonight.
Basically, it was like, well, we're just going to silence you.
For the sake of the teachers, for the sake of our parents, and mostly for the sake of our students, please step aside.
Good evening. I'm Kristen Kennedy.
And I'm Kelsey Soto. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of WKYT Investigates District Financial Fallout.
For the last year, the WKYT Investigates team has been digging deeper into Fayette County Public Schools' finances. An attempt to serve a search warrant ends with an innocent man dead. The story of Doug Harless's death is one we've covered extensively since the night it happened. 1 year later, many questions remain unanswered. Good evening. I'm Samantha Valentino. Thanks for joining us here on WKYT+. Tonight, we're taking a look back at Doug Harless's story and have exclusive interviews, including the first with an officer who was at Harless's home the night he died. This is the death of Doug Harless 1 year later.
Stand by in the area, shots fired.
Just be advised, this is Hawaii.
Just 2 days before Christmas, Doug Harless's family says he was asleep inside his home when nearly a dozen officers surrounded it. The time was 11:50 p.m. Surveillance video from a neighbor captured London police banging on Harless's door and announcing themselves. By 11:51, officers are seen moving around on Harless's porch as others move to different positions around his home. Then, 5 gunshots. The attorneys representing Harless's family say these shots hit his head, heart, right lung, aorta, and pulmonary artery.
It all starts with a ping.
People like to push buttons in this society. You push a button, you get an Uber. You push a button, you get to show a house.
Cell phones are a gateway for realtors, from tips and leads to contacts and potential clients. It's all right at your fingertips.
At first, I was in such a hustle mode that I would have went in the middle of nowhere without thinking twice.
But that convenience could be costly.
I think that now people are like, oh, wow.
Sierra Hagedorn has been helping people find their future homes for the last 8 years.
You don't want to walk up to a house, no one know where you are, and have your back turned towards a stranger.
She tells me she's seen firsthand how quickly things can turn intense when she went to meet a potential buyer at a home.
2 guys came, not just one, and they went around the property before they came in, and as soon as they saw my dog, they didn't come within 15 feet of me. They were like backing up. She was on a leash, but she was intimidating, and that was a very good sign that they had bad intentions.
It is a close network. You know, we talk to each other.
A woman who works for Greg Buchanan at ERA Realty almost found herself face to face with a real life threat.
This is my first kind of run with this type of predator. I think we avoided a horrible situation.
Greg says she got a message through a site from someone looking to check out a vacant home.
When that text came through, there was like a few things that he had in the text that sent off some red flags.
Her gut said something wasn't right. They ran that number through their app called Forewarn, and it notified them that the man on the other side of the line was her longtime stalker.
26, yeah, so like, take somebody with you. It's a dating site for weirdos and psychos.
Lexington police intercepted and arrested Cameron Leach.
But in the long run, taking those extra few seconds to ensure that you're not giving out any more personal information or putting yourself at any more risk than you have to, you know, who knows what it has saved you from that you're not even aware of.
That's what I've had to kind of started doing.
For Sierra, added security measures give her peace of mind.
Our Showing Time app and the lockbox system that we have as agents, there's a safety setting on there for agents that basically when you go to a home and open it up, you will get a call from your emergency contact within 15 minutes, or if you don't respond, then they send the police.
She shares her location. She practices jiu-jitsu.
And I also suggest carrying a weapon. I'm always packing.
It's making you second guess what you're hearing. Like most of us are that's intuition, and we should trust that. You know, we've been here long enough, we've seen things. Listen to yourself.
The same device that could have led Greg's agent to danger.
This is where she's questioned when he's detained.
May also have been her saving grace.
It's my worst nightmare, honestly, to have one of my female agents or one of my agents to be assaulted on a showing. I'm like, that's my worst nightmare. I've been fearing that for a long, long time.
He says this time the Forewarn program more than paid for itself.
You know, you can't put a price tag on a life.
No one should ever be ashamed of keeping their safety in mind. And if you have a client that doesn't like you doing that, then move on.
It has been written that heaven must be a Kentucky kind of place. Head into the hills and follow the trails of the Red River Gorge, and you can easily see why that might be true. The sounds enter your ears, the sun becomes blocked by the tree canopy, and you are quickly immersed in a world only Mother Nature can provide.
I've been recreating and enjoying nature in all kinds of forms, from rock climbing to birding. But at the end of the day, just it's peace, it's calm, it's reflection.
For the last decade,
one bus is going that way, one bus is going that way.
Tina Brower-Kraska has been using her love of the outdoors to get more Kentuckians connected to nature and one another.
We are a year-round program. We believe in getting outdoors, rain or shine, hot or cold, all year long.
As the founder of the Red Oaks Forest School, she's inspiring the next generation of outdoor enthusiasts.
At minimum, we want to get people out once a week, and our forest school is focused on getting kids connected to nature for the minimum amount of time that promotes well-being. So really holding that space for people to connect to nature.
The Red Oaks Forest School blends traditional and alternative education where the classroom can be anywhere. There are programs for all ages, including adults.
The closest red that we get is usually like that rusty color. So
Red Oaks often partners with other groups like the Marafiki Center in Lexington to help introduce young people to sights and sounds that might be new to them.
Okay, have any of you been up to Natural Bridge before?
On this day, it was their annual field trip, some stepping out of their comfort zone and heading out on a hike, others using play in the creek to learn about the critters that swim within it. Justice is a returning participant and a big fan of getting up close and personal with Mother Nature.
One time I found a rock that was like, it was blue, and I cracked it open and it had a crystal inside of it.
What did it look like?
It was blue.
Yeah?
And it looked like an amethyst, I think.
His excitement is music to Brower Kreska's ears.
Every year we get a lot of oohs and ahs and wows. You know, even last year one of the kids said, "This is better than Kings Island," and I was like, yes, you know, like that's incredible.
Now a national audience will know more about the work of the Red Oaks Forest School.
Nature is a great space to bring a lot of different people together. It's a place where we can be our best selves.
The documentary In Our Nature explores how environmental education and those passionate about it can inspire change through nature-based learning.
Together, I think we're telling a really compelling story about what environmental education means to kids, why it's important, why it needs to be integrated into all education.
And it's in this vast open classroom that Tina Brower Kreska hopes we can all take a minute to be with nature.
I think the most transformative things that we've seen now that we've been doing this for a long time is that the connection to nature is really profound.
What is WKYT Plus? It's exclusive WKYT channels like First Alert Weather Now, our 24/7 streaming weather channel, as well as streaming programs like the First Alert Weather Show, Afternoon Buzz, Game Time Unplugged, and more, all available through your streaming devices. Step 1, search for WKYT Plus on your streaming device. Go ahead and install it. Don't worry, it's 100% free. Step 2, start watching. You can stream news live or watch whenever it's best for you. And there is exclusive live and on-demand streaming content.
Welcome to Off the Beaten Path, a closer look with Sam Dick.
We get to take a look at a story I aired previously, but then go deep into it and get into some things that we didn't have time for before. Now, fast forward to the late 60s, and I really gravitated towards harder rock. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones. I love that music. And that's what I've been listening to for about 50 years now, even to this day. So hip-hop, I had no clue. Well, when I found out that they were passionate about hip-hop here in Lexington, I had to check them out. So,
Drive! Come here, come here.
Lisa Huing leads a hip-hop class for the FAM Foundation, a Lexington nonprofit. Each dance move has a name.
There's popping, locking, like b-boying, b-girling, there's tutting, there's so many different styles and like foundations that go into hip-hop.
The Thursday night classes are free and open to beginners. When Alex Hernandez created the FAM Foundation 10 years ago, he was a shy kid searching for a place where he belonged.
Dance is always a love and a foundation you have, because for me it's helped with everything. I feel like everything I do always comes back to dance some way, somehow. I can't escape it, but it's just because kind of it's who I am.
From the WKYT streaming studios, it's the Afternoon Buzz with Dave Baker.
Many people reported it would be tomorrow at 3:30. Now here's an update. Stokes will officially make his college decision today at 6:30. Let's go ahead and start out and turn the clock back to last night. And it was an action meeting by the Fayette County Public Schools. They announced that they had found a bunch of stuff. That doesn't sound very technical, but that's the best way.
What were your first thoughts when Ann came to you and said, I think I could use some help?
The first thoughts when she asked me about Fayette County schools, and my first text back was, I just see they appear to be broke from what I'm reading in the news. Right. And then we started talking. But what struck me with Ann was that you couldn't find a person who didn't say she's straight as an arrow.
Right.
She's just you know, she doesn't play the politics. She just does her job.
This is going to be a cool derby in Oaks, but historically not a record breaker, right?
No, it's not going to be a record breaker. We got to go back for Oaks Day, Buzz. 2017, I believe they called it Kentucky Soaks instead of Oaks.
Yes, they did.